Hey guys, this is Sibora Chan. I have been nominated by Dan Meck and Alfred Mignon out of Florida to tell a martial art stories. Now these guys, Mike Miller, Dan Meck, and Alfred, so far they all have great stories and funny stories. Unfortunately for me, I'm not a very good storyteller, and I'm definitely not funny. But I do have a story that I want to share with you involving Mr. Parker. So this is something that happened that I will never forget for the rest of my life. So this goes back to 1988. I just turned 18, and I'm now eligible to compete in the men division. I'm no longer in the junior division. So this was at the John Conway Battle of the Desert, in the middle of the desert in California, somewhere. So we were out there competing, and I did very good in my division and became a crown champion for that division. For those of you who don't know what a crown champion is, because maybe you're not in karate, crown champion is when you are the winner, the first place winner in your division, and then now you have to compete in a grand champion. Grand champion is when they gather all the winners from each division and compete against each other for a grand prize, which is great because back then the grand prize is usually some cash, which, we all can use a little bit of cash, especially at 18 years old, and usually it's some cash, and in addition to that, you usually get maybe a set of samurai sword, a bicycle or a TV or something like that. So they always icing it with some other things other than the cash. Now, for this particular tournament, I do not remember what it was, but I know there was cash involved for the grand champion winner. So I did well, and I got to now compete for the first time for grand champion. So when you go through grand champion, you go through the elimination just like you do in any other division. So now I finally go head to head against the primary guy. So it's either he win or I win. That's it. Last match of the thing. And I was like, man, this is so cool. I made it this far. I did really well, and I was excited. And I remember thinking, man, it would be really cool if Mr. Parker would be here to see this, to see me competing for grand champion, which I know he have seen me at a few tournaments here and there, especially at the international and stuff like that, which, I compete a million times there. So anyway, I turn around, and it was just like the stinking movie, So I turn around, Ed Parker was there, Frank Trejo was there, John Conway Sr. was there, Jesus Flores was there, and I believe Rafuka Flores might have been there too. They were standing on the side of the ring, and they all have their arms like that, or, just relaxing, watching the match. Now, just so that you understand the adrenaline that's pumping, number one, first time for grand champion for me. Number two, the whole gymnasium was shut down. So the only ring that was going on was right at the center of the gymnasium. So people are screaming, chanting, stomping, as you can imagine. So I can kind of get a feel of what the professional athlete must feel when the crowd goes nuts in a gigantic stadium that they perform in. So anyway, this gave me a little bit of a taste for it. So the feet were stomping, everybody's chanting, screaming, and stuff like that. I turn around, all of these gentlemen was standing there, Mr. Parker, Frank Trejo, Jesus Flores, John Conway Sr., and so on. And then reality sets in. I was like, oh, shoot, I better win. I can't lose in front of Mr. Parker, or all the other instructors, that's standing there watching me. So I fought this guy. I was 18. He's probably about 25 or so, if I have to guess. And from what, excuse me, and that is not Corona. So I fought this guy who was rated #1 fighter in the men division. So he's obviously very, very good. So I fought with him, and I tried my best to do the best that I could, and we were exchanging blows, and scores was, flag was flying all over the place, and we were like neck to neck. So then we ran overtime. I believe at that time it was 3 minutes or 5 points for grand champion. So whoever has the higher score at the end of the 5 minutes wins. So we went head to head, and we keep tying, and they break us up, and we went overtime the first time. Yeah, there's more. So then they start us again, and we fought, and we went overtime again. So then third round start. Make a long story short, the score was tying all the way, and I started getting fatigued. The other guy was very aggressive. He was very frustrated, and which was a good thing that I was able to create some frustration of this, renowned champion. Anyway, I remember one part where he got so frustrated. He came in with a 1-2 and got a hold of my lapel. I should have done some freaking Kenpo technique on him, right? But I knew that was illegal. You can't do that in a tournament. But anyway, he grabbed me and then he threw me. So I'm down on my butt, sliding backward across the ring. And, of course, I looked over to, the crowd, Refugio, Jesus Flores and Mr. Parker, and everybody's like, So anyway, I got back up. We continue fighting, and I end up losing by 2 points. So I got 3, he got 5, and he won. And I was so upset, but at that time we were taught sportsmanship was everything. Win or lose, you don't show an attitude. You give the other competitor, full respect, and so on. So I contained my composure. I went to shake the guy's hand, congratulate him. I was so frustrated. I was so mad, but again, trying to keep a straight face. And I started to walk away from the ring after we bow out and stuff like that. I start to walk out the ring. And, I was like, I'm so disappointed. I'm not even gonna, go say hi to Mr. Parker or anybody, So I just walked off the ring. So anyway, as I walked off the ring, I started taking off my gloves, and I don't think I wore headgears at that time. It was just gloves. So I felt this tap on my shoulder. And I turned around, and Mr. Parker pointed at my face. He goes, you are the champion, and I was like, holy crap, so that was the biggest compliment, I suppose, from Mr. Parker that I had ever gotten. He tapped me on the shoulder and reminded me that, I did good. I stuck it out there, and I did what I had to do. Losing or winning wasn't the point. Make a long story short, I did feel like a champion after he tapped me on the shoulder, So I didn't wash my gi top for like weeks after that. And if you train as hard as we did, that gi top reeks probably. So anyway, that's my story. And I guess, the moral of the story is that, we are all teachers, and when we teach our students, what we say matters, and what we say can make or break them, and, so I guess try our best to keep encouraging our student and praise them when they deserve it, sometime a little tough love could help too, which we see less and less of tough love, So, don't be rude and crude, obviously, but you guys all know that. Anyway, that's my story. So, since I mentioned Mr. John Conway Sr., I would like to nominate Mr. John Conway Jr. To do the next story, So, and I'm sure he's got plenty of stories on everybody to tell. So I can't wait to hear some of that. Next person I would like to nominate is Grandmaster Mohammed Tabatabai. So that's number 2. And number 3, I don't know, maybe Sifu Jesus Flores or Grandmaster Jesus Flores, you know. So this is Mr. Flores was my my home base instructor, you know. So it'd be great to hear some story from him too. Anyway, guys, stay well, stay safe, stay healthy. Salud, Sibora out.